The Central American nation of El Salvador shocked the world in 2021 by becoming the first nation in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Fast forward 3 years to today, and the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, shocked the world again by tweeting a photo of El Salvador's Bitcoin wallet address containing over 5,500 Bitcoin worth over $400 million. In the photo, he described the Bitcoin vault as our nation's first Bitcoin piggy bank. With this recent move, El Salvador's Bitcoin treasury was revealed to be significantly larger than what was previously believed. Public trackers had placed the nation of El Salvador's holdings at less than 3,000 BTC, $209 million. That means that El Salvador has secretly acquired 2,500 more Bitcoin, more than was previously known. The question on everyone's mind is just where did El Salvador secretly get all of this extra Bitcoin? If you think you have an idea, leave your theories down in the comment section below, and I will be sure to pin my favorite comment. Otherwise, stay tuned until the end of the video where I will reveal how El Salvador secretly acquired nearly 2,500 Bitcoin while seemingly nobody was paying attention. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bitcoin Basics. In this video, we dive into the details of El Salvador's Bitcoin adoption to reveal the unprecedented steps taken by the small nation to acquire over 5,000 Bitcoin, nearly double the amount that was publicly known. Before we get started, be sure to hit the like button to help support the channel. If you find this mystery intriguing and want to be a part of the discussion with other like-minded individuals in Bitcoin, consider hitting the join button on this video to join the Bitcoin Basics Members Club. As a member, you'll get access to our high-signal, members-only Discord chat group. And with that, welcome to the Bitcoin revolution in El Salvador. Let's start with how much Bitcoin they have bought. The president of El Salvador has announced that, despite a recent profit of over 50%, the country's Bitcoin holdings will not be sold. El Salvador was the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as an official currency and invest state funds in the asset back in 2021. However, a crypto market downturn in 2022 resulted in heavy losses, but a strong recovery has seen Bitcoin approach an all-time high of over $73,750 on March 14th. Over the past few years, El Salvador purchased roughly 2,380 Bitcoins, an average investment of $105 million. El Salvador's original investment in Bitcoin is worth more than $155 million, which is a profit of more than 50%. If El Salvador decides to liquidate its Bitcoin holdings today, the small nation will earn a profit of nearly $50 million, which is more than 50%, according to a post by the country's president on the social media platform X. The president also noted that when Bitcoin's market price was low, many articles were written about the country's supposed losses. However, now that Bitcoin's market price is way up, if the country were to sell its Bitcoin, it would make a profit of over 50%. The main source of additional Bitcoin for El Salvador was its citizenship program, which offers expedited citizenship to those who make a BTC donation to the government, although the exact amount is not defined. The president emphasized that the country has no intention of selling its Bitcoin. Now let's move on to the average price of Bitcoin they bought. El Salvador acquired 2,381 Bitcoins over the past 3.5 years at an average price of $44,292. The country has also seen its bonds surge in the last year, with debt due in 2052 trading above 80 cents on the dollar, according to FactSet data. Bukele won re-election in early February with more than 85% of the vote, and maybe one of the reasons is Bitcoin adoption. The world's leading cryptocurrency has risen more than 10,000% over the last decade. El Salvador's President Bukele accused the media of writing thousands of articles about the country's supposed losses during Bitcoin's market price low in a tweet when Bitcoin was trading at around $60,000. Bukele went on record saying, "Since the price of Bitcoin has increased, if we were to sell it, we would make a profit of over 50% from the market purchases. However, our main source of BTC is now our citizenship program, so we won't be selling it. We believe that, in the end, the value of Bitcoin will remain the same, regardless of the market price." It's interesting to see that the authors of the previous negative articles about El Salvador's Bitcoin law, as well as the so-called experts, analysts, and journalists, are now silent. We must keep this in mind the next time they spread false information about our country. It's important to note that under El Salvador's Bitcoin law, every Salvadoran citizen was eligible to receive $30 worth of free Bitcoin as an incentive for its rollout. However, the International Monetary Fund has criticized the introduction of Bitcoin as an official currency in El Salvador. The IMF has called for it to be withdrawn in 2022, citing risks related to financial stability, financial integrity, and consumer protection. The IMF believes that the potential for criminal misuse and the volatility of Bitcoin's price make it unsuitable for official use. Alejandro Zelaya, El Salvador's Treasury Minister, dismissed concerns by stating that Bitcoin could offer citizens a way to bypass high remittance fees while reducing the country's reliance on the US dollar. The recent approval of the first-ever Bitcoin ETF in the US has opened up the market to billions of dollars worth of institutional investment, resulting in the rising price of Bitcoin. The upcoming halving event, which will see Bitcoin mining rewards slashed in half, has also been noted by analysts as a factor in the cryptocurrency's surging price. Earlier this month, Bukele hinted that the country was not only buying BTC, but also acquiring it through selling passports, currency conversions for businesses, mining, and government services. El Salvador made history in September 2021 by becoming the first country to buy Bitcoin as a treasury asset when it cost around $52,000 per coin. Currently, BTC prices have surged to over $73,750. The revelation represents the first time that Bukele has tied his nation's holdings to a specific address. He previously relied solely on social media posts to make claims about the size of his Bitcoin nest egg, providing occasional updates whenever El Salvador bought more. Now let's look at the positive effect of adopting Bitcoin on El Salvador. El Salvador has become a big name in the nation-state adoption of Bitcoin. The country's president, Nayib Bukele, has embraced a futuristic aesthetic that appeals to bullish adopters of the digital currency. He uses Bitcoin for traditional political purposes and promotes the decentralizing virtues across the global marketplace. Bukele presents El Salvador as a country that can use Bitcoin to become independent of global institutions like the IMF and World Bank, which have restricted its actions in the past. This is partly due to political resentment against outside economic control in El Salvador, which has existed for decades. The country has been reliant on IMF support and holds $287.2 million in reserves in special drawing rights, which are foreign reserve exchange assets pegged in value to a basket of major currencies. El Salvador adopted Bitcoin as a currency in September 2021. In November, Bukele announced that the country would issue a Bitcoin-denominated sovereign development bond to fund Bitcoin mining infrastructure and a high-tech charter city through geothermal energy. However, the bond's primary objective is to raise $1 billion in Bitcoin, only half of which will be used for development purposes. The other $500 million will be used to buy Bitcoin and withdraw it from circulation, increasing scarcity and thus the price of coins while serving as a state investment asset. El Salvador's small size and lack of a national currency make it the ideal place not only to adopt Bitcoin, but also to implement policy changes that would be very difficult to enact in larger countries with oversized bureaucracies. While the future of any nation is uncertain, we believe that El Salvador has the potential to make a name for itself in the world. With a growing tourism industry, a more business-friendly environment, a decrease in crime, and an increase in exports, we hope to see El Salvador rise out of poverty and inspire the rest of the world. El Salvador's formal adoption of Bitcoin is only the first of many to come. As fiat money continues to lose value, we expect to see more countries following El Salvador's example and adopting Bitcoin as a standard. If you enjoyed this video and are wondering what the top Bitcoin retirement destinations are in the world, click the link on screen. You won't believe the #1 destination. But before you go, be sure to subscribe to Bitcoin Basics to ensure you never miss another video. Want more exclusive content and a sense of community with others in Bitcoin? Consider joining the Bitcoin Basics Members Club by clicking the Join button on my profile for access to our members-only Discord chat group. What are you waiting for? Dive deeper, join our community, and let's navigate the exciting possibilities together. See you in the next video. See you in the next.